Good morning, Rainbow. Oh, after having breakfast, you go and play with the chicks 1, 2, and 3. That's very good. This is Rainbow the Budgie. He's about 4 years and 7, 8 months. And he's a lefty. Most parrots are lefty. And usually he uses his left foot to pull down this lever. And now he's using his right foot to hold down this lever. It looks like he's feeding his chicks. Look at that. Oh, yes, Rainbow's a good daddy, right? Well, it's all pretend, but he is regurgitating to the little chicks. It is so cute. Well, when he doesn't have the chicks, then he regurgitates onto his left foot, which is crazy. But that's how he is. He's always been a regurgitator, and much more now as he's getting older. Well, I like to talk about his meals. In the morning, I usually give him some carrots and some pellets mixed here, and sometimes some fresh vegetables. Right, Rainbow? And then he goes about his day. Let's come out of this cage. Yes, I have my camera right inside the cage. Does Rainbow want to come out? You're still eating, huh? Okay. Well, anyway, in the morning, I give him his vegetables. And I leave it in there until maybe early afternoon, late morning. And then we give him a whole dish of pellets. It could be the fruited flavored pellets or the Harrison's pellets or both. And then by probably about 5-ish for his supper, dinner, he goes back into his green cage, the other cage, and I give him a bowl of seeds, which now I have portion control. I give him 1 tablespoon of it. So around 5-ish, 4 or 5-ish, he'll get his supper of seeds. And what I found out is these birds are so dependent on their routine and things to remain the same, because anything that is out of the ordinary or not according to schedule, they get frustrated in certain ways and behavior problems, you can say. So I noticed for the last half a year, he's been asking for his seeds earlier and earlier, and he only gets his seeds once a day in the evening when he goes back to his cage that he sleeps in. So I know that I'm not the only one having this problem, but I've discovered that the reason why he's asking it for it early and earlier is how I take my meals, because they get used to your routine and they see your habits of where you are in the room, what you're doing. So if the human schedule is different from what he's used to seeing, then of course the bird's wants is different too. So since the bird cannot tell time, no matter how much I tell him, oh, it's not time yet, daddy's not home yet, wait until daddy comes home, or it's too early, I noticed that if it's on a cloudy day, he thinks it's nighttime. So he's calling and asking and begging for the seeds earlier. So that only makes sense, since he doesn't have a watch, he doesn't have a clock, he doesn't have the concept of time. The only concept he has is how bright the home is, the sunshine or no sunshine that comes in, and where we humans are seated. Because I've kind of changed up my routine, where at lunchtime I would bring my meal and I eat right here on the coffee table and watching TV or using my device and doing my work, and he would be here eating his lunch. But for many months now, I switched over my schedule and I don't eat here like I usually do. And I eat in the kitchen and I do my work. And I noticed that while I'm eating my lunch, he's already flying over my head, sometimes landing on my head, chirping and asking for his seeds at night. Because at night we eat in the kitchen as a family. So he sees me eating in the kitchen during lunchtime, thinking that it's dinner time already. So that's why he's been asking for his seeds earlier and earlier. So I just discovered that it's my habit that changed, or my schedule that changed, changing my meal location that he depended on, knowing when his seeds would be served. That's why he was asking for his seeds earlier and earlier. So it wasn't him, it was me. It's a domino effect. So I stress how much these birds depend on routine and schedule. Yes, you are smarter than any human, because mommy's schedule has changed and mommy's habit has changed, causing you a little confusion of when your seeds and when your dinner is going to be served. Yes, and at first I thought, oh, he's becoming a pest. I'm trying to eat my lunch, do my work, and he's hovering over me, chirping nonstop, and sometimes he's chirping till his voice is a little hoarse. Yep. And I thought he was being a little pest, trying to do my work, and he's landing on my head and chirping and begging for food. But it was mommy that didn't get it. Yes, mommy misled you in thinking that it was dinner time. So big apologies for mommy. So to all the bird owners out there, if your bird has changed its habit and you may think that, oh, maybe it's pestering me, something is wrong, take a look at your own schedule, what you're doing, what has changed, because any little change affects these birdies. Can you believe that? So I figured it out. So now I'm switching over back to eating my lunch here and slowly changing his meal further back to get it back where I wanted to serve his seeds at dinner time. So I hope this helps with bird owners that have seen a change in their bird behavior. It's because of us, most likely, that has changed. So if we change our schedule, change anything in their environment, either outside or inside the cage, or even as minor as something outside the cage. I had a YouTube viewer that asked me for help, where her bird was so disciplined and they do everything together, and then one day the bird just started to behave very aggressively, and I found out, and I helped her, that it was her couch that she put in a new blanket. Can you believe it? A new blanket. And she said, yes, I'm in the wheelchair and I recently bought a new blanket and I put it on the couch, and that threw off the bird's behavior. So she removed it and everything went back to normal. Can you believe that? A simple blanket that was temporarily placed. Temporarily meaning maybe not too long ago. You know, maybe a few days or a week or two, I don't know. But as soon as she removed that blanket, the bird went back to its normal self. So anything that is out of the ordinary in behavior or eating habits from your bird, look towards yourself first to see what has changed in your home. So we have to be little detectives for these guys. These guys are so smart. Well, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, have a great day. Kisses from Rainbow.